seen study pieces earlier also. Today is going to be a discussion based on your observations on
analysis
of fear.
Hello everyone. I hope everyone is doing good. If not, you will definitely feel good after my speech. I hope again. So today I would like to speak about a topic which drives the entire mankind on this planet, which is very essential in one way and not so in many other ways. The topic is fear and my observations, analysis and experiences of fear. Please don't fear, I will definitely wind it up in 15 minutes. So what is fear? What fears you guys the most? Answer me, anyone.
You mean fear?
Yes. What fears you guys the most?
That comes something unexpected. For me, a fear is
Something like wife. Any other answers?
life.
Everyone is so fearless in this room, I think.
So many fears of which one to
So answer anyone.
failure.
No, I feel same fear even I have.
No, I'm not. I didn't mean it what you actually mean.
So if you think we have so many fears. For example, we fear to talk to strangers, we fear to talk to our managers, we fear to take some different steps in our daily things. So if we think like that, we may end up in different things. We will all have different meanings, understandings, viewpoints towards this fear. But we all accept on one fact that fear is a feeling. It's a psychological thing which constantly runs at the back of our minds. Fear doesn't care about your physical characteristics, taller, shorter, black, white. And it doesn't care about your mental ability. If you think you are smart, clever, intelligent, you won't get any discount or concession from it. And it is least bothered about your designation too. How much salary you earn, how much property you own. And last but not the least, it is not gender biased too. It won't say, oh, you're a girl, I'll go soft on you. Oh, you're a guy, I'll go hard on you. It's not like that. Interestingly, this fear varies from person to person. For example, I have a friend who fears his wife like anything, which is exactly the opposite in my case. And fear changes from time to time. We all claim that we are so fearless in our lives before marriage, but after marriage, you will be introduced to fears. So fear varies from person to person, changes from time to time, place to place, region to region. Wherever you go, this fear follows you. It is universal. Everyone has their own shares of fears. Everyone has to pay their own EMIs towards fear in one way or the other. To talk more about it, let's go back to our school days. And when we were kids, we used to fear whenever this examination date approaches. Because we used to fear, what if I score less marks? What if I fail in a particular subject? Not all of us, but most of us. Because if any one of the thing happens, we used to get a good beating from our parents and teachers. And after entering into college, we crave for good percentage. First division, distinction. Again, not all of us, but most of us. Because we fear that if I secure less percentage, most of the companies might not hire me and I will be left jobless. But after getting into job, whether it is private sector, public sector, self-employment, freelancer, whatever it might be, there is this constant fear of improving yourself, exhibiting new talents, learning new technologies, reaching out to new clients. Because if you don't do that on a regular basis, you won't get a decent salary enhancement. But this time it's all of us, not most of us. So you guys might have observed, fear grows as we grow. Fear grows as the responsibility grows. From our child age to teenage to middle age to old age, we share a bondage with fear to some extent. So what the first is all about this fear? Is there a way to escape from fear? Is there a way to evade it, avoid it? Unfortunately, the answer is no. You cannot escape from fear. In fact, the more you try to run away from it, the more bigger it becomes. And the more bigger it becomes, the lesser are the chances to control it. So you need to find a way to handle it. We shouldn't fear because it affects our health, It affects our progress. So I have done some analysis on this fear and found out that there are actually two types of fears. First one is positive fear, which is constructive. Second one is negative fear, which is very destructive. So let's talk about this positive fear. Positive fear, does it really exist? Because the word fear itself has got so much negativity, so many negative shades in it. Because no one likes fear. I never heard a person saying that, hey, I'm so fearful, No one says that. Because it's such a negative term. But positive fear does exist. It in fact suggests us to do things in a proper manner so that your output will be pretty much effective. I'll say how. When you are going to ride a bike, this positive fear tells us to wear a helmet so that there won't be any physical damage. And you are deploying some code in the production server. This positive fear cautions us to quickly verify the things after deployment so that there won't be any professional damage. And if your wife's birthday is in the next month, this positive fear warns us to set a reminder and buy her a greeting card so that there won't be any emotional, mental, and in some cases physical damage. So that is positive fear. Always try to listen to your positive fears as much as you can. And if you listen to it, you will definitely save time, money, and you could possibly avoid unnecessary arguments and needless justifications. And that's needless for me to say that I'm referring to third example. So that's positive fear. The second one is negative fear. As I mentioned earlier, the word fear itself is very negative in both nature and stature. If I again add the word negative, it becomes even more powerful. And this negative fear is very dominating. It is ruthless, it is brutal. It always sneaks into our minds and questions our strengths and capabilities. So I would like to give my two personal experiences in dealing with that. And having said that, I'm only 30 to 40% successful. So the first example is from my school days. And when I was in school, I always used to run away from my cousins, aunts, uncles who speaks fluent English. Because I have come from a school where this English-speaking environment was not there. So, but when I was in 4th class, my maternal uncle's marriage happened. My aunt, she has done some PhD in English literature. She is fluent, flamboyant, whatnot in English. So I have done the same with my aunt. I successfully escaped from her in conversing from 4th class to 8th class. If she comes this way, I used to go that way. I only say hi, hello, bye. That's it. So I have successfully escaped from her for 5 consecutive years. But when I was in 9th class, I was alone. She visited our home and there was no way for me to escape. So we started a brief conversation. And in that conversation, she mentioned to me that we conduct exams for our students on an alternate day basis. I swear on God, guys, this actually happened with me. All these marriage jokes are deliberately added, but this one actually happened with me. So she mentioned that we conduct exams on an alternate day basis. I started thinking, what is this alternate day? I know only Sunday, Monday. I swear on God, seriously, this happened with me in 9th class. I started thinking, what is this alternate day? So at the time, when I thought of asking her the doubt, this negative fear popped in my mind. If you ask her the meaning, she will laugh and she will spread a word among your relatives that this fellow is in 9th class, he didn't even know basic English. But this positive fear came and it asked me only one question. She is a lecturer herself and teachers won't laugh on the knowledge of the students. You just ask. But again this negative fear came. Of course lecturers won't, but relatives will. She is your relative first and lecturer next. Again I started thinking. But after 2 restless hours, I became very restless. I wanted to know what is this alternative. So I asked her. I gained little courage. I asked her, Aunt, what is this alternative? I don't know. And to my surprise, she didn't laugh, she didn't smile. She explained me, if we conduct an exam on Monday, we'll skip Tuesday, we'll again conduct on Wednesday. This is what alternative is all about. And after that, she asked me a few more questions. What is the meaning of prospect? What is the meaning of metamorphosis? And the answer, I don't know. But the best thing that happened to me on that day was she got to know the level of awareness I have in English. I was very, very poor. I was very, very dumb in English. So she suggested me ways to correct my English. I was introduced to parts of speech, 12 different tenses in English. I was introduced to English songs, English movies, English novels. So I started watching English news channels. So from 9th class, I started learning this language. So for a guy like me who didn't even know the meaning of the word alternate, eventually ended up writing a rap song in English. So that's all because of positive fear. I just listened to this positive fear. And if I didn't listen to this positive fear at that time, I really don't know how and where would I be and how would my English skills be. So that's my first example. And the second example is pretty recent one. When I first thought of speaking in front of you guys, again this negative fear, it always questions our strengths. It again formed in my mind. And it asked me a few questions. It questioned, Suman, what are you thinking? I said, I wanted to speak. What is the topic? I said, fear, it's you. You want to express you. And it laughed at me in an ugly manner. It said, you cannot speak. Because, I'll say why. Fear is talking to me. You cannot speak because your grammar is weak, your accent is weak, your confidence is weak, and you always have this habit of forgetting things whenever you wanted to speak in front of others. And out of confusion, you speak utter nonsense. And you didn't even learn from your previous experience where you have to take the name Arnab Datta. You ended up taking Arnab Goswami's name. And that's very foolish of you to again think of speaking in front of your colleagues. You will definitely make a fool out of yourself if you go and speak. This is what negative fear told. And this negative fear is always mean. It always questions, what do you get if you speak? It's not the career you have chosen. You don't need much of talking. It's only meant for the HRs, managers, CEOs. You are a developer, you just need to code that shit. You won't get anything if you speak. This is negative fear. It's very mean. It always demeans your standards, always undermines you. So I have given up this idea of speaking. Question after question, question after question. It eventually ended up printing a question mark in my mind. So I have given up this. But what to do? Again, this positive fear came into my mind after some time. It asked me only one question. See, if you don't speak, you don't lose anything. And if you speak, you will gain some sort of experience. Imagine a situation in future where you have to speak in front of larger audiences on the larger issues or the larger arena. Then what would you do? You still listen to your negative fears. You still try to find a way to escape from the situation. This is what positive fear told me. And in fact, this is also fear, but posed in a different way. So I just listened to this positive fear, and I'm here. That's it. So my conclusion note, I would like to say, there will always be this psychological battle between positive and negative fears in your minds. Always try to listen as much as you can to these positive fears and try to avoid negative fears. That's it.